This is going to sound kind of funny because I consider myself a car enthusiast, or at least I was more so when I was younger. I'm still a car enthusiast, but a lot of that is from financial reasons now. I just simply don't care as much or want to spend a lot of money on a depreciating asset. I've had modified vehicles, and you know, I had an Acura Integra for many years that I spent gobs of money on. I had a 6-speed manual Acura TSX. I'm currently driving a Lexus GS 300, and like I said, I enjoy like motorsport and, you know, driving fun vehicles. But something that I really dislike about the culture in the US as I'm starting to get older too, and I try and practice a healthy lifestyle. I try and exercise, walk. You know, I want to be as active and mobile as a human as possible, because it's really how we're supposed to live at the end of the day. And the fact that our society is set up, at least in the United States, most of the United States, in a car-centric society where all of the infrastructure is dependent on you getting in a car and driving a vehicle. I honestly, I really hate that. And it's just so, it's like the antithesis to being healthy. And I would say it's a large contributing factor as to why our obesity rates are what they are in the United States. You know, people are sedentary. Humans are designed to move and walk, and it's just, you feel so trapped needing a car to go anywhere. And this is a tricky topic because the U.S. is very like hyper individual, or, you know, individualism. It's very, very centered around individualism, the culture in the United States. And I'm not, you know, I like getting in my car. Don't get me wrong. I enjoy having the ability to leave when I want. However, I think a lot of people have a false understanding of good public transportation. I've visited South Korea and taken public transportation in South Korea, and it was fine. It was clean, it was on time, and I think a lot of that's cultural with the way people conduct themselves in public. They're a lot less without sense, like not like in America where people act like they don't have any common sense and they ruin things for everybody. But it was clean. When you take like the subway there, it's clean, it's on time. You can get around really easily walking and taking the subway, and it's like affordable. Like it's actually like great. Yeah, and South Korea and other parts of Asia have like that as well. And really, it's kind of like the stigma here is that you're poor, and if you can't afford a car, like it's basically like your value is less of a person. Or I'm saying, because you take public transportation, you're less than a person, or less of a person, and you're just poor, and you should be ashamed of yourself. That's pretty much the general idea that I get surrounding the culture with cars here. And again, I like driving a stick shift car. Like, I've driven manual vehicles for a while. It's fun. But there's so much expense and stress in owning a vehicle, and insurance costs and maintenance, and, you know, like just catastrophic failures, maintenance, insurance, gas. I would be completely with the idea of having good, efficient public transportation in walkable cities. It's not just public transportation, having walkable cities where you can go to the market, and it doesn't, you know, you don't have to go 7 miles to go to the market that you need to go to, but everything, our infrastructure is set up around the car. Like I said, I've been to other places. I've been to El Salvador, I've been to Bangkok, Thailand, I've been to Laos, Vientiane specifically, Seoul, and some neighboring little cities around, and it's a lot more walkable. You can get fresh food close by to the market and walk maybe a mile, and get what you need and back, or a half mile. I don't know. I mean, we could use that exercise, to be honest, in this country, but it's nice to have the ability to take small trips like that and just walk and get what you need and have a walkable society. The older I get, that is something that I value more. And I think I just really wish that in this country that was a thing. I really truly do wish that we had more walkable society or walkable cities, because it's just I don't know, you feel so like it's just so sedentary. And like I said, I try and live an active, healthy lifestyle, and it's just feels like you're constantly, fighting this uphill battle when it's like, get in the car, sit, go to the office, sit. And I feel like, in a way, I'm doing like the exact opposite of how we're biologically meant to live and be. And so, I try and walk when I can. In the free time that I have, I try and get 10,000 steps when I can. Lately, it's not been as much, just because it's been so cold, and with work picking up, I kind of have to pick between, unfortunately, I kind of have to sometimes pick between cardio and weights. But that being said, the training that I'm doing with weights is more cardiovascular in nature right now. So it's more endurance based. So I don't feel like it's as much of an issue, but I'll still try and get 4,000, 5,000 in, even with that. But yeah, on one hand, a lot of these developing countries do appeal to me even now more, just because of it just feels more free, the ability to go out and not be dependent on something to get around. Now, having the freedom of having a car, like I said, is awesome. Being able to go out when you want and go take a trip, like, I'm not taking anything away from that, but I think people misunderstand this. Like, when people complain about cars, it's not to I'm not saying preventing everyone from owning a car for the sake of the environment. That's not what I'm trying to say. What I'm saying is, wouldn't it be nice to not depend on a car to do basic tasks, like to go pick up a bar of soap and dinner? Wouldn't it be nice to just be able to walk 2.5 blocks down the street and be able to do that? So people in New York or Philadelphia, whatever, they might have a different outlook on this. Some of the people that live up north, because they can probably do that if they live in an apartment, whatever city, like, some of that's going to be different. But a lot of the United States is, you're getting in a car and you're driving 1, 2, up to 10 miles to get to your destination. So anyway, I think I've accomplished what I set out to, and now I'm just rambling. So later.